First the cataclysm, now this. There's too much going on right now. I hoped I had masked it better, but yes, I am. I'm sorry if I seem a bit flustered. Things have been chaotic since the cataclysm, and now word of missing supplies. But that doesn't excuse my rudeness. Let me at least introduce myself. My name is Oisrani Dul'kehf. I work as an executor for House Dul'kehf. Likewise. And I'm well aware of who you are. Word of the first convert in generations is on everyone's lips these days. But I'm sure you are busy getting adjusted to life here. Is there anything I can help you with? Trouble only begins to describe it. It's about the supply shortage. There may be a reason for it beyond the cataclysm itself. A week ago, my cousin Ukaru came to my office concerned about a series of lost shipments. He was certain someone was using the tragedy as cover to steal supplies and route them to our enemies. Yes, but given the seriousness of the accusation, the proof must be irrefutable. So I told my cousin to return with more evidence. And when I didn't hear back, I assumed that was the end of it. But this morning, I received a slate from a courier. It was from Ukaru. It was worrying, to say the least. It felt like Ukaru was trying to warn me. The contents were cryptic. He mentions a possible conspiracy and being followed and, well, I hate to say it, but I'm starting to panic. He hasn't shown up to work in days, and the timing of all this feels suspicious.
I don't know, he sounds unhinged. Are we sure this guy isn't just holed up in his apartment reading about aliens and bat people?
Ukaru was not that kind of man. He was grounded, reserved. This is highly unusual behavior for him. But if he is in danger, I don't know if it's safe for me to investigate. I need someone disconnected from the noble houses. Ukaru's workstation is likely your best bet. He's been working in the rehabilitation unit on the 3rd floor of the Halls of Healing. If you run into any issues with access, hand this slate to my fellow executors. Once you locate him, report back to me. I've got a meeting at House Kadik later, but I shouldn't be hard to track down. Hopefully you'll find my cousin alive and safe.
I'm sorry, but this wing of the hospital is under investigation. You'll have to leave. Even with the cataclysm, this is highly irregular. But not surprising. Oisrani is obsessed with transparency and often seeks independent help. I find this tendency unwise.
And by unwise, he means a complete disregard for operational security, rules, and regulations.
Possibly. And yet, despite what I said, and unsaid, she persists in doing so. So, we must come to a compromise.
A good compromise leaves everyone unhappy. This one was particularly miserable.
I will give you the keycard to Ukaru's computer. You will be able to access documents and correspondence for the past month. Any further access will require admin privileges, which I am not willing to grant. I apologize, but you were only given access to view the computer's records. Admin privileges are restricted to House officials only. Good point. I suppose our backlog would only worsen if that were the case. These are desperate times. I suppose, given all that's happened, exceptions must be made. You'll be granted temporary admin privileges to Ukaru's computer. That should be enough for you to do your investigation. Unfortunately, rather than use the proper channels, he chose to start his own investigation.
A very unfortunate choice.
I will not pretend to know the particulars of this case. I will say this. We are House Dul'kehf. We have a reputation. We are professional. We are exacting.
We don't make mistakes.
Precisely. Ukaru hasn't logged into his station for some time. I've had to process several write-ups documenting his absence.
Dereliction of duty. Failure to serve. Fireable offenses all around.
We've also had to shift resources and people to make up for his absence. Suffice to say, it has made navigating this current situation more difficult. It is highly unusual for anyone to display such disobedience, especially now. Such actions are tantamount to heresy. Loss of employment is the most likely outcome.
A beheading isn't off the table.
It would be done humanely, of course. Several. The halls of healing are extremely busy. We can't keep track of every individual that passes through. In particular, the patients. We had to usher one out of here just now, who claimed to have a crippling headache.
Given the patient himself was a headache, it's likely genetic.
The admin privileges I've granted you will allow you to view the access logs, however, that track the last users to sign in. Now, to get back to these spreadsheets.
Problem?
I always wonder when I find a place like this, what happened? Lux must hate you.
On the tracking device brought me to what looks like a supply depot. Lucky for me, it doesn't seem as if anyone's home. Hello? Hello? Okay, looks clear. Anyway, the main entrance was locked, but I managed to sneak my way into a vent area and into what looks like a security office. But there's too many crates and some have been emptied out. I need to override the computer, look at the manifest, and ping the tracking device I placed on the crates. I wonder if I can even hack into the security system and identify their exact locations.
Just once, I want to find a cargo facility filled to the brim with single malt bourbon. Once I find it, that's it, I'm retiring. Won't get any better than that. Grab everything useful. Leave it to myself. The lock, I wonder. What are you hiding? Take the good stuff. Leave the rest.
Along with, countless others. This is bad. Real bad. But it begs the question, who are these for? And who's helping them? Wait, what was that?
Said with love.
Grenade incoming!
Never mess with a code. Enjoy! This is my favorite part. Enjoy! Today's not gonna be your day, pal. They're probably still out there. Who knows why?
Find the intruder! Block them from the control room!
You can stand to drop a few pounds, and I don't mean a diet. Time's coming up.
Kill me, and another will take my place.
pumping, huh?
The heathen has escaped, but in time they'll pay.
Jay. All you. Back on. Everything's up and running.
Ask you again. Who else knows? No one! My superiors don't even believe this!
Come out, heretic, and wait for us.
Time to tend.
I'm hit! Save the map!
Today's not gonna be your day, pal. Care package. Never mess with a code.
You will suffer!
This is my favorite part. We do what we must, right? That is simply... Whoa.
If you feel you're in danger, I can provide a security detail. My people are nothing if not capable.
Thank you, Envoy. I'll consider it. Was there anything else?
Yes, there was one more thing. Regarding the missing supplies, I was wondering if I could be of any assistance. Our agents mostly work in the settled systems, but I have contacts in Dazra as well. I can set up a meeting at the Halls of Obedience.
I appreciate the support. My mind has been frazzled as of late.
It's understandable. The accident has affected all of us.
You're right, and your concern is welcome. We'll need to rely on others at times, but I'd like to keep this investigation
I
mostly
am a
between
busy man,
us.
but I will try to make time.
I apologize. The Envoy and I were just discussing matters of state.
In particular, I offered to help find the missing supplies. I have my people looking into the matter as well.
Thank you for your diligence, Envoy. On that note, I hate to take up any more of your time than I already have. And I'm sure you're busy with issues regarding your own house. If you don't mind, I'd like a moment with the Vindicator alone.
Then I'll take my leave. The cortege has arrived at the spaceport, and I don't like to leave the crew waiting.
Thank you, Envoy.
Executor.
I appreciate your discretion. The Envoy is a trusted figure, but you can never be too careful in situations like this.
Don't worry. This isn't our first rodeo. We know how to keep a secret.
Well said. On my side, I am thankful to have people who understand confidentiality and discretion. And while having the conversation here isn't entirely secure, we're pressed for time, so it'll have to do. So, now that we're alone, tell me, what have you uncovered? I was afraid of that. If only I had preached more caution. But after the accident, things were dire. Our resources were blocked. We needed those supplies, and... Thank you. If the Zealots are responsible, they must be punished. But one question remains. How would they gain access to the shipments in the first place?
Seems to me you've got a traitor in your ranks.
I don't want to jump to conclusions, but it looks that way. This slate you found, it mentions a contact. Someone on the inside. This person would have to be well versed in our operational pipeline. They would have to know where to route the shipments and how to clean the books. It seems unfathomable. But perhaps Ukaru was right. A member of the noble houses has betrayed us. Yes, but without coordinates, JANDAR'S rest could be anywhere on Varun Kai. We're going to need to enlist some help. I'd like you to speak with TEVINA VETH'AAL at the keep. If that slate has coordinates, she may have the means to decrypt it. They are fiercely loyal to House Varun and are in charge of rooting out zealotry in our ranks. Only one thing troubles me, though. If a shipment were put on hold and confiscated, it would likely go to them first. My mind goes immediately to motive. Who would want to aid the zealots? I want to be careful, but I will say this. There are members of the noble houses who have floated the idea of reconciliation in the past. But to make a suggestion is one thing. Without approval from the speaker, the act is treason. Do not let her cheery demeanor fool you. She has a reputation around these parts for being a ruthless hunter of heretics. If she doesn't know the location of the hideout, at the very least, she'll have a lead. Well, if the implication is my cousin is the conspirator, his death disproves that theory. But I'm not averse to keeping that information between us. Excellent. As for me, I must mourn my cousin's passing. I understand there's a shrine upstairs. When you return, meet me at the Halls of Obedience, where we first met. By Jinan's grace, we'll find out who the supply thief is and bring them to justice. Serpent guide you, and be safe.
Chosen. Vindicator.
I was wondering when you'd grace my office with your presence. Oh yes! You've communed with phantoms, survived the ritual, and returned very safe and sound. I'm not against the occasional embellishment on your behalf, believe me. Oh, you have fans all over Dazra. Count myself among them. In fact, I think you and I are going to be fast friends. But I realize that's not why you're here, Shall we get down to business? Excellent. I take it this is about the missing supplies. I may have some intel on my computer that could help you with your case. Well, look at that. The Great Serpent favors us both. It just so happens that one of my agents recently recovered a Zealot cipher key and dropped it off this morning. Here, a copy of the key for your records. Well, as you can see, the encryption they're using is mind-numbingly simple. Take the slate number and multiply the even numbers by 2. Your slate's numbered 2032, which means the key is... You hit the bullseye. Let's see what you've won. Looks like an all-expenses-paid journey to JANDAR'S rest. Lucky you. Okay, scanning the coordinates, these point further north. Hidden in Badlands. Clever, clever. Sure, whatever. Looks like you've won a trip to JANDAR'S rest. Lucky you. Scanning the coordinates, those point further north. hidden in Badlands. Clever, clever. Of course, resources are thin, but maybe I can squeeze in a squadron or two should you get in a pinch. But that aside, let's get to the guts of the issue, After reading through the evidence, where do you think the supply thief is from? That's all right. Take a guess. They did assign someone to work the spaceport. And the ship departure dates of the cortege also match the date the supplies were lost. Ah, I think you may be onto something. Well, whoever the thief is, I think it's all but guaranteed you'll find more clues at JANDAR'S rest. Now, since you have what you need, I'm going to turn my attention to other matters. I've enjoyed our time together, but as they say, fish and guests are quick to stink. Let's avoid that from happening to us.
You heard that, right? Stay on your good side. Me and my friend here are gonna teach you manners. Always nice to spend some time with you. If you're looking for something in particular, I might have a spare. Bye-bye, love. Waste not, need not. Please, drop some of that. I'm hurting just watching you. Everyone's scared of House Varun. For damn good reasons. Might be able to break out those mining skills in a cave like this. Show me what you got. Well, they don't need it. Peekaboo.
Kill the heretic!
Is all that junk really necessary? joy! Got another option with a passage over there.
Now you will pay!
Caveman.
I'm wounded! I'll decide.
Time's coming up. Really get your blood pumping, huh? Wise to be in my way. You wanna mess with me and my friend? Ha!
Vindicator. Remember this, we are always watching.
You can stand to drop a few pounds, and I don't mean a diet. We should bring Cora back here sometime. Tell ghost stories. I think she's still into that.
You're too late, Vindicator. The contact has already returned to Dazra. And your handler, Kisrani, will die by their hand. We have dispatched our people to Dazra. The contact has agreed to smuggle them in and kill the one named Oisrani Dul'kehf. Your journey, however, ends here. Because they are weak and unworthy. For years they cowered in their holes, leaving us to fight the war that Jinan began. They are one who has Jinan's ideals in mind. To make House Varun the might of the settled systems. Only by uniting with House Malin is this possible. You are formidable, but you are not immortal. And now, with this serpent as our witness, you will perish here. Eden, prepare for
Mess with me and my friend? Ha!
JANDAR'S
With love. Keep coming! Sure, just keep grabbing everything. What could go wrong? Me and my buddies used to spelunk in my misspent youth. That's the word, right?
What do you want? Understand what I'm seeing. Do not agitate the locals. Many have already lost everything. They need no further. Troubles.
You're back. Did you uncover anything at JANDAR'S Rest? Mujin, does this mean he's the supply thief? Are you sure? Then I may be walking into an ambush, seeing as Mujin's the one who organized this meeting and supplied my security detail. The meeting takes place inside the Halls of Obedience. Will you watch my back? Thank you. Okay, let's walk.
Then may the great serpent...
For House Malene!
Shall be the great serpent!
In the hole!
Better we get it than someone else.
Jinan, bless you. I would not have survived that if you hadn't been here. That is kind of you to say. Your benevolence continues to surprise me. In any case, now is not the time to dawdle. Our next move must be to arrest Mujin. No, it's safer in your hands. And when it comes time for the trial, I want you to deliver it. You're the only impartial person involved in this case. And besides, you did the legwork. You deserve the honor of submitting it. He's a prominent member of another noble house. I'm slightly concerned about the optics of this. Some may say we are trying to shift the balance of power, and so to move forward, our evidence must be ironclad. I am of House Dul'kehf. We are meticulous to a fault. Before we move in, I want to make sure we have opened every closet, looked into every crack. Thank you. This assassin's attempt will help our case, but we still need evidence tying him to Mujin. If you have time, check his office. There may be information connecting him to this individual. Yes, as a matter of fact, the bodies of the assassins. They may offer more clues. I'll have security look them over also, but if their ranks have been infiltrated, I'd rather you inspect them first. Good. Our case must be ironclad given whom we are accusing. Regardless, he must answer for aiding the Zealots and the murder of my cousin. Give me until the coming dawn and I will summon the relevant parties to my office. Mark my words. We will bring him to justice with all three noble houses as witness.
Sister?
You've been busy, Vindicator. You're practically an oracle to have connected the dots so quickly. Even I did not expect you to make it so far, so fast. But before you proceed into that room, I must ask, do you have the proof you need? Is it solid? Yes. My intel says you came back with a slate in hand. I imagine the contents of which are incriminating. So let us speak frankly for a moment, if we may. Wait. Before you go in there and report your findings, hear me out. The speed at which things have unraveled, it makes me wonder how much of this outcome has been orchestrated. Of course, I am not denying my role in all this. Yes, I approved to have the supplies rerouted. And yes, I ordered that they be directed to the zealots. But the murders, the violence, these were not directives I had ordered. If I am guilty of anything, it's being a rubber stamp. I won't apologize for my actions. Everything I did for Dazra. A handful of supply shipments are a meager exchange for an entire clan of allies. United with House Maleen, we can rebuild Dazra as the industrial and military force it was during the Serpent's Crusade. Which is why I ask that you listen to my proposal. Let me go. Allow me to continue my efforts discreetly for the betterment of House Va'ruun. Your flippant attitude only gives me more conviction. You only see what's in front of you, and not the big picture.
Why do politicians always try to make their crimes seem holy? Give me a break.
I don't know what evidence you've gathered, but without anything concrete, it's your word against mine. We shall see which one carries more weight.
Thank you all for coming. I think we can all agree that the charges for this crime are quite serious. Theft of supplies, aiding the zealots, and the murder of my cousin. Which is why it comes with great shock that evidence points to a member of House Kadik as the thief.
Based on what evidence? House Kadik does not deal in trade. Your house does.
I would not be making this claim without sufficient cause, nor is House Dul'kehf the bearer of this information. Vindicator, the floor is yours. This slate lists you by name, Envoy. What do you have to say for yourself?
Is this what you called me to your office for, Kisrani? This is an absolute disgrace to your department.
You haven't answered my question, Mujin.
Nor should I have to. A single slate, which I might add is likely fabricated, is not enough to prove anything.
Is that so, Mujin? Or do you deny the words you yourself wrote?
I absolutely deny it. My computer has obviously been tampered with. This is clearly not enough evidence to even consider me a suspect.
Oh, you didn't know. We have piles of evidence, ship departure records, signatures, the works. And of course the kicker, Kisrani's would-be assassin.
Security has identified him as Okim Kadik.
Well, that's your ward, Mujin.
In fact, if I were you, Envoy, I would think long and hard about submitting to the guard peacefully. Given the severity of your crimes, the captain has the authority to do it by force.
I will cooperate, but this is by no means an admission. And make no mistake, the three of you will pay for this insult.
Make all the threats you want, Envoy. My decision is made. Guard, take him away.
As you command, Executor.
I appreciate you backing me up on this one. Warden VETH'AAL had brought some evidence linking Mujin to the crime, but it's your evidence that makes me feel confident we can convict. All told, I'm extremely grateful. Ukaru was family, and I would not have been able to rest if I knew the thief had not been brought to justice. The guard will move him to lockup. You can visit him if you like, so long as he cooperates. A grim reality is, it's unlikely he will be there long. Aiding the zealots is a crime punishable by death. There are typically no exceptions. Add to that the murder of a state official, and, well, he'll be lucky if his death is swift. It's a well-known secret that Mujin was not a popular member of House Kadik. I suspect he may have operated independently, and Elder Razma will likely deny any involvement. My thanks are yours. You had no personal stake in solving my cousin's murder, yet you did so with diligence and aplomb. For that, you will be well rewarded.
I've also handed over everything we have at House VETH'AAL regarding the case. Who knows what other crimes we can uncover while poring over the evidence.
I'll take this up with the captain of the guard. After that, our part in all of this is done. Jinan grace you for taking on this investigation. You've done a great service for House Varun and for Dazra. And on a personal note, I want to extend my gratitude for avenging my cousin's murder. With the accident and all that's going on, I haven't really had time to grieve, but closing this case might help me start that process. So for that, I thank you.
Excellent work on this case. A good lead is like a puff of smoke. Hard to miss, but wait too long and it's gone. But you never hesitated. My thoughts are that we got our man, but that the work isn't over. We will need to take a close examination of House Kadik's personnel until we have rooted out every last traitor in our city. Remember, Chosen, none but the faithful are promised tomorrow.